Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a GWE100, the Tier 10 German SPG. This one's located on one of the spawns of Klondike, and it's under the command of randyxx777 of the War Clan.
Your assistance has been requested. Let's get this show on the road.
Game on! Well, right from the start he's actually asked to platoon with somebody. Oh, it was a TVP T5051 he wanted to platoon. And it looks like he's also platooned with the Object 261. Now, this is a fake Arty, as you probably well know, because of course it never actually existed, and as far as we know, there weren't any plans to actually build one. He's looking for a target at the moment. Randy loves playing this Arty. He plays it quite a lot. In fact, he's got 2 marks of excellence already. He's still trying to get the 3rd one, but he will get it soon. Okay, Leopard 1, rounds out. And very close indeed. 278 from that one. Now, it's a 21 centimeter howitzer, but it's actually capable of doing 900 alpha, 53 millimeters of pen, 11.4 meters on the burst radius, which means that it's actually quite large, because that's a radius, not a diameter, and it's also got a stun duration of between 12.5 and 31 seconds. Rounds out. This guy's in trouble. 373 off the next shot. He was closer still. In fact, it landed right next door to the guy on his tracks. The thing is that Leopards, although they are fairly good and fairly fast medium tanks, the fact of the matter is they're more sniper than they are brawler, and therefore if they do get too close to the enemy, their thin armor will actually work against them. We're loaded, rounds out straight away, and the Panzer managed to move forward just enough to save him from even more damage, and we got some stun assist off that one as well. Now the standard reload for this Arty, 37.39 seconds, and you can see that Randy's got a reload 28.85, so he's not 9 seconds off the reload time. Rounds out in the Panzer again. This time it lands directly behind him, but it still gets some splash. Now I have noticed a lot of Arty players, or a lot of tank players I should say, actually using mods which actually get rid of the stun straight away they get hit, so they don't get any assist to the Arty. Mind you, they can only use it once, and after that it's a problem, because then it fails to work the next time. And that time round you can see that you can see that Randy got 136 from the actual shot, and then he got 351 from stun assist immediately afterwards. The other mod that I've seen a lot of use just recently, because I've actually been playing the game for a change, is that some players are actually using mods which gets rid of any track damage straight away the moment it's received. So, oh, he's having difficulties over range there, trying to shoot over the entire range of the map, and he's got a grey line, which means those are out of range. He's lost the reticule. Yes, the mods that actually fix the track straight away enable the tank player to keep moving even if he's just been tracked. Normally, a tank that's tracked will immediately come to a halt and become a victim to the teammates who happen to be near him, who can then shoot at him. So an Arty picks up the damage assist because they were tracked. But if they use the mod which actually fixes their tracks immediately, they keep going, and therefore the Arty loses the chance to actually earn any XP or any credits from a damage caused to tracks. Now there doesn't appear to be much in the way of enemy down this end of the map. It looks like most of the enemy is actually headed to the northern area. We can see a Rhinoceronte, and there's a Tessac nearby as well, but they are fairly well outnumbered actually. Now it would be a poor shot Yes, I'm afraid he did fire nonetheless, but it's a poor shot or poor chance of actually getting a direct hit when you've got a reticule occluded, and the amount of the reticule that's above whatever the obstruction is less than half of the reticule. If it's less than 0.5% of it covered, then chances of you getting a hit are very, very low indeed. In that shot on the Rhinocerente, he only had a small amount of the dots above whatever the obstruction, and therefore chances of he was going to hit it were but negligible. It's worth considering that not taking that shot and going for something like this, where he's got virtually all of the dots. In fact, he has got all the dots there. Rouse out, direct hit. Yes, he was certain to get that one because the guy was within the reticule, and therefore much higher chance of getting a shot and a penetration. Whenever something hides behind the rocks, chances are it's going to hit the rocks, unless you've got the Arty to actually get it over the top and it comes down from above, such as the Conqueror gun carriage or the Bishop or the FB304. Now, he waited there until the Rhinocerente pulled back so he could see more of the vehicle, and that meant he could see more of the reticule as well, and that gave him a much higher chance of getting target. You spotted a Death Star, the FB215B183, on the move. Now, we've lost sight of him temporarily, but we've got a Progetto and he's going in, so we fire around as well. Unfortunately, it didn't help us on that occasion. But we can see now some enemy tanks that weren't accounted for. Maybe they were holding back. In fact, some dangerous ones, including a T-57 Heavy. Now, we've almost reloaded. This guy's tracked. We just got hit again. Oh! And he's lost his head. That was a jack-in-the-box explosion. Okay, over on the other side of the battlefield, there's only 10 enemy vehicles there. Centurion Action 10 rounds out. It didn't get close, but the Nick shot might, and he's just spotted that Rhinocerente again. It's actually quite a big danger in moving forward to try and get close to the enemy if you know that there are enemy tanks nearby, because obviously the moment you pop out of cover, that's when they could actually do the same and spot you and then hit you. He's loaded again. He's having a look for that AMX-30B. Again, only partial of the reticule being showing, just the top half. So he's now aiming for a striv, he can see, but he's over the other side of the battlefield, and he fired prematurely. But it did land nearby, and in fact he got the kill from Splash. So that's his first kill of the game, and it's a Splash kill. Yes, he fired very prematurely there. It's sometimes worth just taking that extra couple of seconds to dial in on a target to make sure it's certain. For a second he thought staying with the striv, but the striv did get taken out by somebody else. In fact, it was a Progetto 65. And now he can see that Rhinocerente, and notice the reticule is full, which means he's got a much higher chance of hitting it, and he does. That was a direct hit. Now there's only 7 enemies left, and I think even though there was a direct line of sight, I'm not sure the Rhinocerente can actually see Randy at this distance. It's probably just too far. In fact, he's gone behind the rocks now, and he's receiving multiple artillery fires, and he's out the game, killed by our Rhinocerente in the end. But there's the AMX-30B that we saw. Now this is more dangerous to us than any of the others because he's fast, very agile, very difficult to pin down. Question is, how close is he to us? We do have a Rhinocerente of our own nearby, but oh, he's gone the other side, so we're okay for the moment. In fact, he is losing damage because he's decided to take on a striv, although he is getting the better of that striv. That does not look good. In fact, he did get the kill. But now our guys are coming down because this AMX-30B is the last enemy. And at least we put some stun onto him. And he did get hit with stun assist, so... Oh, he's still there, and he's still getting stunned. Our AMX-13105 comes up behind him, and he's now going to unload 2 shells into him. And in fact, the kill shot goes to the IS-7 on our team. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was only a first-class tanker. Yes, he says just a first class. And that's because Randy usually gets ace tankers in his games because he knows to keep his barrel hot by firing as soon as he's available. As soon as he's got a shell in the tube, he fires it and keeps pumping those rounds out as fast as he can to hit as many tanks as he can and therefore get an ace tanker. But only a first class on this occasion. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 8. And his win 8 from this one was Alexa, stop. His win 8 from this one was 2,187, which is very good. But unfortunately, it's not Super Unicum. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see the highest damage in this game went to the Object 261 on our team, who got a Gauze medal and 4,091 hit points of damage, the highest damage in the game. Second highest was the Death Star on the enemy team, managed 3,521. And the third highest was a Gorilla 15 on our team, who got a Brothers in Arms and a Pascucci's medal and 3,292 hit points of damage. He happened to also be in platoon with one of these other players. The AMX-13105 got a Scout medal, the Progetto 65 got a Brothers in Arms, so he was the one in platoon with the Gorilla 15. And there's the Object 261 with his, another Object 261 with the Confederates. So they were pumping shells out onto the enemy. We can see that when it came to that battle, the highest damage that Randy managed to get was 2,308. And he was beaten by 4 members of the enemy team, but a huge number of members of his own team in this occasion. In fact, I think it's, if I'm looking correctly, 12. It's 10. So he's actually in, looking at that level again, 4 members, 15th position. I think it's 15th. Tell me if it's wrong. No, I think it's 15 that he's less than position, that is, on damage. When it came to kills, though, the Gorilla 15 managed 5 kills in the game. 3 kills went to the Progetto 65. 2 kills went to the Object 261, the M60, the BZ75, the MX-13105, the Gorilla 15, the IS-7, the Death Star, the Batchat 25 ton, and on the enemy team, 3 players managed to get 2 kills: the AMX-30B, the FV4005, the Heshbon, and the K91. So yes, Randy only got the 1 kill. Maybe that was the reason why he didn't get any higher. Or it may have been stun assisted. He didn't get as much because he wasn't firing shells at tanks that are actually confronting each other, and therefore he wasn't getting the assist that he needed. When it came to base XP, we can see he's actually in 3rd place because the AMX-13105 managed 974, the Gorilla 15 967, and there we've got Randy with 929. So at least he managed to get into the top 3 on one of the columns. He fired 14 rounds in that game, got 2 direct hits, none of them penetrated, but he did get 13 splashes, 2,308 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters, and 6 enemy vehicles were damaged, 1 killed, so missed out on getting a Confederate purely by the fact that he actually killed one of the tanks that he hit. He also got 5,317 hit points of damage, and that was stun assist of 12 stuns. If he'd had a little more on the stun assist, I think he might have actually got the ace tanker. 145,476 credits from that battle, including a massive 91,000 for a holding ops and 25 bonds for the holding ops, or for an achievement rather, 7 bonds for this being tier 10 and 32 in total. 6,967 experience points in that one as well on ×5 day. But this was not the only battle that Randy fought over the Christmas period. This one was fought on Christmas Day in the morning. Let's have a look at the second replay that he sent in. The second replay is back to the Nebelburg map, and
Let's go.
game on. There you can see the 2 marks of excellence on the barrel. It looks like he's headed off into the trees. Now, my theories about knocking trees down. Yes, you can knock trees down if you're going to make a nest. That is, you're going to knock down enough trees so that the enemy will be confused as exactly where in the trees you are. It does give away your position that you are in the trees, so obviously enemy Arty will know that if he sends a shell into that batch, there's a good chance that he's going to hit something. I know a lot of players will knock down a nest and... oh, what a good shot right onto the engine deck of the FP215B, the British heavy tank. You see, now he's knocked that other tree down, and the enemy might have seen the tracer coming out from this wood. But he's still sitting directly behind the tree knocked down. And that might give a clue as to where to actually lay that shell. Going for a Bobject, but changes his mind. He goes for the E900 instead, and that was a big mistake because he got a bit of rescue ability and the shell went off to the left. Yeah, you can see those other shells from the other Arty actually hitting the target. Now, it may have been just the fact that he reselected his target. He thought for a moment about going back to the Bobject, and then thought, no, I'll lay it on the E900 instead. But by then, the rescuer had bloomed a bit, and it was too late. Most of the Artys in the game do have a very narrow arc of fire. This one is actually 6 degrees either side of the center line, so it's only 12 degrees in total. And some of the other Arty are even worse than that. For instance, the Object 261 has only 5 degrees either side of the center line. So it means that if you have to reselect your target, then you're going to go outside the bounds of the arc, and that means the rescuer will bloom automatically as the vehicle has to move in order to get the shell onto the target. Rounds out. Took a long time to get there, 4-second delay. It's right over in the town, which is right over the other side of the battlefield. It's a target-rich environment, though, that town. And now he's actually found some nearby that he can hit, including an Object 268 version 5. Okay, bounce out, looks better. Yeah, direct hit, you see this time. 312, it was a close hit. He got stun assist off it as well. This is why shooting long range can sometimes be a disadvantage. Although you can see a lot of targets in the town, you're going to have to wait for your shell to hit the target, and in the meantime, they might be doing something to avoid getting hit. There's another advantage about hitting nearer tanks as well, of course, is that you might have an effect upon them which affects you locally. Now, he did get a splash on that Jaeger, and now it looks like he's going to go down next shot. He's a one shot for anyone, if they can put the shell in the right place, that is. Because this tank does have a very strong armour on the front, not so much on the sides. He's loaded, rounds out. This could kill. Oh, slightly to the right this time. He did get stunned, but he's going to have to wait for another shell to be available. Okay, that guy's not going to back up much further. And in fact, he does get killed by an Arty. It was a batch at 155.58. Okay, we've got a mouse coming to the end of the road. Round south. Yep, right on top of his turret, that one. He was certain the guy was going to come to the corner, but not go beyond. Another Jaeger, this time in the wild. It's taking aim. Only a partially occluded rescue though, so there might be an obstruction in the way. But he still hit the target, mostly on the tracks though. I think it actually hit the track shields. The Jaeger, being as it's from the E100, which of course is a heavy tank with shields over the tracks, which protect them from blast. Another Jaeger. Okay, it's taking up position to take a shot. Rounds out. Oh, direct hit! Well, that one definitely worked. It's a much better battle than the other one on Klondike. He's moving whilst he's reloading. That's another thing to do, is that, you know, time your shot so you've got plenty of time to relocate whilst reloading. Rounds out. Is the guy still there? Nope. Ooh, look at that. He's getting stun assist. He must have hit the IS-7, even though we've got stun on the IS-7. So maybe he was close at that moment. Now the Strib was just taking a shot, so he went to siege mode. He's now following his team. As you can see, there's only the other Arty in that area. There's 4 Arty on his team though, so plenty of Arty playing. But oh, look at this now. He's got a Heshbarn. I know I'm the only one who says that word, but it is a Heshbarn because that's what that tank was designed to fire. I don't like using the other words because, of course, children are playing the game and don't want them to keep using that word. Okay, Object 277, rounds out. Oh, I thought for a second he was going to back up into the shell. He's still got 110. This is much better than the previous battle. He's getting lots of hits, lots of damage, loads of stun assist this time as well. 3,546 so far, and he's found an enemy Arty. But he's going for that 277 again. Rounds out. Well, some stun, but the enemy are failing, and there's only 5 of them left. Now there's only 3 left. Okay, we've got a target. AMX-50B. We hit him. Doesn't want to come out behind the rock. Rounds out. Direct hit and a wipeout. That was a penetrating shot for 829. There's only 1 enemy remaining. It's a 1-2-1 and he's very close to us. Question is, are our teammates going to get to him before he gets to us? Now the best thing he can do here now is hold on to his shell and wait for that 1-2-1. If he does turn up, we're going to need it. So I wouldn't fire. Look at the whole team, apart from the batch, are moving as a unit to try and get there in time. But I have a strong suspicion that 1-2-1's going to turn up, and we have been spotted. So he does know we're here. to work out where the guy's going to come from. There he is. Now, fires manually, but the game is over because they captured the base. Here's the end of battle results, and that was an ace tanker game for randyxx777 of the War Clan in the GWE 100. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in that game. He managed to get 9. He also got a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken up by other teammates. His win rate was 2,747, which is Unicum standard. He actually got more damage and more stun assists off this one, so he toppled this into an ace tanker. So yes, that's what he normally does. And of course he says, nice ace tanker with a nice final penetration hit. Well, that was the AMX-50B, which he literally went straight through right at the end of the game. In fact, the thing is, AMX-50Bs do not have much armor around their turret. Most of their armor is actually on their upper plate and lower plate. You can, if you try and hit the lower plate on one of them, you actually get a bit of a surprise when you do fire at it and you won't go through. If you actually hit the turret, you'll go straight through because it hasn't got much metal there. Anyway, that's beside the point. Let's have a look at team score. Well, you can see the highest damage in this game was a 60 TP with 5,253 hit points. Second highest, the Batchat 25 ton with 4,760, and he didn't survive. And the third place goes to a mouse on the enemy team with 3,360. We can see that Randy got 2,876. And although that put him in 7th place on his own team, he was actually better than all but 2 on the enemy team. So he's actually in 9th place overall on damage. When it came to kills, the top scorer was a T110E4 and an Object 780. Both managed to get 3 kills. 2 kills went to the 60 TP, both mouses. And one of those mouses got a steel wall and a Strip 103B, a Progetto 65, who also got a Piscucci's medal. So he got 2 of the enemy Arty, and the Minotauro. On the enemy team, only 2 tanks managed to get 2 kills. And that was the 121 who survived the battle with a Piscucci's medal, actually. So he killed two of our SPGs and was after another. And the Jaegeru on the enemy team, who also got 2. When it came to base XP, we can see he's a lot closer to the top now. This time, Randy gets 5th place. And we can see the mouse got the top with 1,088. 1,081 went to the Object 780. 1,058 went to the 60 TP. The mouse got 1,034. And there's Randy with 1,026. All those players managed to get over 1,000 base, so they outperformed the others quite considerably. That 121 that survived, by the way, oh yes, we did do that. And the EPR got a patrol duty as well. So I've just clear up those to make sure that they were, that we said what they got. Okay, looking at detail, we can see he fired 16 rounds. So he fired more rounds and he was pumping those rounds out as fast as he can. This Arty has a 30 round capacity, which is probably what most of the other Arty should actually have with the big gun, because of course some of the lower Arty, actually like the GW Tiger and the GW Tiger P, only carry 15 rounds of the 21 centimeter ammo. So maybe they should be given the 30 rounds as well. 7 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot, the AMX-50B, 16 splashes, 2,876, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 11 of the enemy, killed 1, got 1,854 hit points of damage assist, and 4,390 of stun assist off 16 stuns. On a premium count, he actually made a profit of 84,329 credits from the game. He got 7 bonds for this being tier 10 and 7,695 experience points out of that one as well, including completing a mission 6,156. Of course, that was the holiday ops. This one took place on Christmas Day at just 9:15 in the evening. So he was getting better as the day was going on. Maybe he was getting more lubricated as the day goes on. I know a lot of people who on Christmas Day, they start off in the morning and they hardly had anything to drink at all. By the evening, they're so sozzled that their play becomes so relaxed that they actually play better. Not everyone, but some people do. I know some people have actually admitted that they actually play the game whilst they're extremely high. Yes, the less said about that, the better. But if it's what helps them, then so be it. Anyway, so of those two games, this was much more the better than the other. If we see on the other one, yes, only a first class and a bruiser. There wasn't a whole lot of targets that he can aim at, and the ones which he did aim at, he wasn't getting exactly what he needed. Whereas on this one, he got a lot more targets hit, and of course, he was able to get enough stun assists to make the ace tanker. Hope you enjoyed both those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.